is up, you lovely lot? Welcome back to what might possibly be the best Doctor Who video on the whole of the internet. Of course, this is a play on words, of course, because this is a Doctor Who video all about, well, Doctor Who videos, of course. Let's take a look. So as you can see here, I have decided, for the purposes of this video, of course, to display all my Doctor Who videos from start to finish in the order that they were released, and of course, front ways on, so you can see the amazing front covers of these videos. Now what I would like to do with you lot in this video is go through each and every single Doctor Who video release and basically give you my opinions on the stories, very quickly might I add, and we'll go from there, to be honest with you. So this video may well be split into a series of videos because this is going to be one hell of a long video, so sit back and enjoy the ride. Okay, so there are a few ground rules that I need to go over before we start doing this video. One, I'm only looking at the UK releases of Doctor Who videos, so they may be different in other countries. If they are, then let me know in the comments down below which country you come from and which order they were released in. I would love to know. Second of all, there are many stories. For example, the very first one that was released, which is of course Revenge of the Cybermen, it was released several times down the years in various forms and with different covers, etc. In these videos, I'm going to try my hardest to kind of stick to the original release, like the first release of each story, and we can kind of go from there. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the very first Doctor Who release on video back in the 1980s, and that of course was Revenge of the Cybermen. And here it is, an absolutely fantastic story in my opinion. A lot of people kind of diss on this story. Fair enough, I suppose. We all have our own opinions. By the way, for every story, I'm going to be ranking these stories out of 10. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys would rank each and every single one of these stories. This is going to be a long video, so sit back and relax. We have Revenge of the Cybermen. As I said, highly rate this story, and I would actually give this one a solid 9 out of 10 because I absolutely love the Cybermen. I know the Cyber Leader is a little bit strange when he puts his hands on his hips and kind of acts with emotions, but nevertheless, I'm a big fan of this story. So that is Revenge of the Cybermen. And then moving on, we have the brain of Morbius. Now this is quite an important story because just recently in The Timeless Child this was mentioned, which is kind of cool considering it was only the second ever story to be released on VHS. Now this one says complete unedited recordings. Bear in mind that this was the first time that these were released on any kind of media. I don't think they came out on Betamax, could be wrong, I don't know. You would have seen this on TV but once, and it may have been repeated if you were lucky, but then that's it. But then of course, thank God for the videos, they came out and they fucking nailed it. I absolutely adored these Doctor Who videos growing up as a kid. So that there is a brain of Morbius, and I rate this one 8 out of 10. It's as simple as that. And then we have the Pyramids of Mars. Highly ranked amongst all us Doctor Who fans, and quite rightly so. It is one of the better Doctor Who stories of all time. It of course includes the beginning of Tom Baker's era, which I adore. I absolutely love those seasons that he was in the beginning. And of course, what do I rate the Pyramids of Mars? I rate this one a 9 out of 10 as well. It's highly amazing. You need to check this one out if you haven't. By the way, don't forget, in the comments down below, let me know what you guys rank each and every one of these stories. And then we move on to the Seeds of Death. The Seeds of Death, the very first black and white Doctor Who story to be released on video. And the Seeds of Death is one of my favourite Patrick Troughton stories. I rate this one a 9 out of 10. I'm literally going to be giving these ratings out like it's going out of fashion because it's just what I do. So that is the Seeds of Death. What do you guys think of this one? And then we have the 5 Doctors. For the very first time, basically on VHS history anyway, we have 5 different incarnations of the Doctor all together. And, well, it makes for an amazing story. This one I rank very highly, 9.5 out of 10 for this one, because I simply adore this story. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the Robots of Death. I absolutely, you guessed it, adore this story. I mean, there aren't many Doctor Who stories that I don't like, to be honest with you, but this one I would rank 8.5 out of 10. I absolutely love the idea of the Vox robots. They definitely should have been like appearing more than just the once in Doctor Who, for sure. I know Big Finish have picked them up, which is pretty cool, but I would have loved to have seen them kind of do more on the TV, but a great story nonetheless. Okay, so we're now moving on to the Day of the Daleks, which is a bit of a funny old story, if I'm honest. You don't really get to see much of the Daleks. Their voices are, I'm going to say it, rather weird, and I don't think it really works. There's, of course, the DVD and Blu-ray versions of this, and they've increased the dramatic effects by using sound effects and changing the Daleks' voices, but I like the story nonetheless. It was actually the first time I was introduced to the Brigadier, so it holds a lot of memories for me, but I would rate this story a 7 out of 10. Sorry about that, Day of the Daleks. And then, keeping with the Daleks, this is the very first Doctor Who story I ever saw, and for that reason this gets an 11 out of 10, simply because it just means so much to me. It's the death to the Daleks, of course. Amazing story if you haven't seen it. It's one of the last episodes or stories of the Third Doctor's genre, and it's amazing. Just go and check out this story, please. If it's the only thing you do in 2021, go and watch this story. It's of course on DVD and video. I mean, it's not on Blu-ray just yet, but it will be soon, I'm sure. Death to the Daleks, 11 out of 10. Then we move on to the Spearhead from Space, which is John Pertwee's first ever Doctor Who appearance, and I can remember vividly renting this one out over and over again from Blockbuster, which is now long gone, I'm afraid. And something that always sticks in my mind, this image here of Caroline John, played by Liz, I think that might have been one of my first crushes. I absolutely adored her. Bear in mind, I was about 5 years old at this point, maybe 6, but yeah, Liz really did it for me back in the day. So Spearhead from Space for me gets a 9 out of 10. I love that story. And keeping with video rentals is the Talons of Weng-Chiang again. I can remember getting this out from my local library, watching it to death, and then thinking, I want to go and rent it again for a couple of pounds or whatever it was. I must have spent a small fortune on renting out this one, but I eventually managed to get it kind of, you know, in its form like this, so I was able to watch it whenever I wanted. So the Talons of Weng-Chiang for me gets a 9 out of 10. And while I mention it, actually, I've just acquired most of these Doctor Who videos from a really good friend of mine. Lee, thank you. If you're watching this video, mate, I really appreciate everything you've done for me. It's amazing, so thank you very much. This video is dedicated to you, my friend. But yeah, I mean, I'm just totally humbled by it. But yeah, getting back to that, Talons of Weng-Chiang, an incredible story. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this story. Moving on, we have Terror of the Zygoons, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I think was one of the last, if not the last, DVD release that we ever got. But this was released kind of early on in video format. This, of course, is an incredible story. For me, it gets a 9.5 out of 10. You can see the artwork there on all these videos. It's just amazing. The artwork gets a little bit kind of less good, if you like, towards the end of the video releases, but these early ones are just simply amazing. So there we have Terror of the Zygoons. And we're going to finish this video on this story here. This video is going to be split up into many episodes because it's simply going to take me too long to just do it in one long video, and you guys aren't going to sit around and watch me blah 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 for 3 or 4 hours, but hopefully you'll come back and enjoy part 2 of this epic Doctor Who video about Doctor Who videos. But nonetheless, this is a Time Warrior. This is another fantastic Doctor Who story, of course. It features Sarah Jane Smith for the very first time in Doctor Who's history, and also the Sontarans, the Potato Heads. It's amazing. For me, 9 out of 10. I absolutely loved this story as a kid, and still to this day, really do enjoy it. So, talking about enjoying it, I hope you've enjoyed this video, this one here, and of course the one you're watching right now. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like part 2 of this video. Perhaps if this video gets more than 20 likes, then I'll go ahead and upload part 2 sooner than I would have done if it doesn't get 20 likes. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you all again very, very soon for the second part of this video, which we will be starting on, and here's a spoiler, the Ark in space. I'll see you all there. Goodbye for now.